I believe that the majority of what the man had to say was truth. And I would say that I agreed with around 95% of what I heard him say. Every day I take a walk for around 8 miles. Okay? And for a while, I would say for 2 or 3 months straight, I would listen to one of his streams. Because it would take me around 3 hours to take my leisurely walk. So that was enough to cover one of his shows. He was red hot at the time. And the stuff that people are saying that he said, I'm not hearing. And I still don't hear. I've heard people say that he only bashes, or first of all, he says that he bashes black women. What he does is he bashes the asinine things that certain people do. He bashes men. If you want to say he bashes men and women and everything in between, and it doesn't matter your color. I remember the first time I seen him hand it to a white chick that called in, and I was like, wow. I was like, okay. Because I was hearing he only talked like that to black women. Black women mainly called in. So that's what you saw. But I didn't believe he was bashing them. I believe he was unapologetically and maybe sternly or brashly or harshly sometimes showing them a mirror. And I say to this, I remember him saying that, he spoke to black women because you're our women.
It's BC. Anything for Clarence don't make sense. I got to agree with Tyrone Magnus on this one. Because you see so many people saying that Kevin was doing this. He was bashing women. I'm like, are y'all insane? Are y'all not actually watching these videos? Or y'all just going off of word of mouth? Did you actually see how he handled and transitioned to what he said to women, or how he was coming off to a multitude of people, not just women, but men as well? He made people reflect. He made people look at their inconsistencies and why they had trouble in life in a certain aspect and pointed it out. People don't like the mirror. That's the problem. They can dish it out. They can talk shit about a plethora of things, but when it comes down to somebody just saying, hey, the way you think and the way you've been acting is not suitable in the life that you're trying to achieve. But they get mad at you for pointing out the obvious. The Bible says that, now that I tell you the truth, I become your enemy. Kevin became people's enemy because he was telling the truth. He talked about men. He talked about women. He talked about different races of women. It didn't even matter. If it was a white woman, he was pointing out certain ramifications in them. He pointed out ramifications with black women. He pointed out ramifications with black men. It didn't matter your demographic. It didn't matter your background. All that mattered was he was just pointing out things that you said you wanted, or you said you wanted to achieve, but then you have this behavior pattern that's all over the place, and he's trying to tell you that, look, that's not going to work. But you bash somebody who technically wasn't bad. I don't think people really know what bashing is. It's a difference between being overly blunt, being very precise. You're not holding back your tongue, and you can come off a little vehemently sometimes. But people don't understand that when you're pointing out certain factors within people who really don't believe that you can say anything to them, quote unquote black women, this is the backlash you get. And you got a lot of men that's raised by their mothers who they'll take on any factor of what a black woman says. So we need to do better with this. This is just very strenuous. It's taxing. It's obscene. We need to do better as a people. We really do.